Welcome back to the show, everyone. Dr. Jenny and Susan here for another exciting interview. I would like to introduce Tracy DoRimple of Coco Kah Essential Oils. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Let me read a little bit about you, and then we'll jump right into questions. So Tracy is the founder of Coco Kah Essential Oils, a wellness brand rooted in essential oils and natural plant-based products. Tracy is originally from Kansas. From 2000 to 2005, she lived in Japan, an experience that deeply shaped her perspective on natural health and essential oils. Boy, I bet. It was during this time that she developed a lasting connection to essential oils and holistic wellness practices. After returning to the U.S., Tracy transitioned into the startup world as a spa director while furthering her education in aromatherapy. She received her certification in essential oil chemistry, the safe use of oils, and in 2009, she founded Coco Kah Essential Oils. Through her work, Tracy is passionate about educating others on how to safely and effectively incorporate essential oils into everyday life. She connects with her community through local events, live online events, and her online store, helping people feel empowered in their wellness journey. When she's not creating blends or teaching or all the other stuff I just talked about, Tracy enjoys spending time with animals, yay, and continues to advocate for a natural, balanced approach to health and well-being. And I might add, you left out that you spent some time in Bali.
Yes.
Let's just dive into this because I am intrigued.
Okay.
You were born in Kansas.
I was born in Kansas.
And then how did you end up in Japan?
So, my whole family is still in Kansas. Most of my family is still in Kansas. But I got a business degree from the University of Kansas. And then I moved out to Tucson. And I was really into art history at that time. And I worked for an art museum out there, did some waitressing, and I was just kind of like, what am I doing with my life in my mid-20s, trying to figure out really what I wanted to do. And a girlfriend of mine had just gotten a teaching degree from Arizona, and she said, I really want to go to Japan, but I don't want to go by myself. So you want to go with me and teach English? And I'm like, well, I don't have anything else to do, so sure, let's go. So that's
awesome.
I love it. Yeah. So that's how I ended up there. And we went over on a work visa to work for a company. We ended up getting split up. And she hated it. I loved it. I stayed for 5 years. She couldn't get out of there fast enough after a year.
Interesting. Wow.
And I started my own school over there. Actually, I worked for that company for 2 years, and then I broke off and would ride around on my little scooter and teach children's English, business English, housewives English. And I made good money, and I had a couple months off out of the year. I'd go traveling, Thailand, Australia.
I love your spirit to just jump up and try something new. Tracy, that's fantastic. Where in Japan were you?
I was in Ibaraki Prefecture, which is about a 30-minute train ride north of Tokyo for 1 year.
Okay.
And then the last 4 years, I was in Takamatsu, which is on Shikoku Island, the smallest island of the 4 islands.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that one of the blue zones?
Okinawa.
Okay.
It's so funny you say that because I was just watching, I don't know if you saw on Netflix, there's a whole Blue Zone series.
We did a whole show.
We did a show on it.
Zones.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And we mentioned it.
So did you learn Japanese while you were there too? Or how hard was it to get around without knowing the language?
Well, I love language. So when I got there, I had a lot of free time. I would work 5 hours a day, maybe 4 days a week.
Oh, okay.
So I would go to this coffee shop and I got alphabets. So they have 3 different alphabets, and I'd sit there and learn their alphabets, and their alphabets are kind of phonetic. So they're like sashi, the whole sounds. And I just taught myself, and I would start conversating. And, by the end of it all, I was able to get around town.
Good for you.
I wouldn't be able to talk politics, but I could have a casual conversation and
we had somebody on recently who teaches languages, and she said that's one of the hardest languages in the world to learn. So good for you. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And I think she mentioned it took her 22 weeks.
No, more than that, I'm sure. I think she said more like, I don't know. But anyway, it's very hard.
See how good I am with numbers?
Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, good for you.
So what were the qualities in Japan that resonated with you?
one thing I really loved, I rode a bicycle everywhere. I never had a car. I had a scooter eventually, but I was in the best shape of my life there, like just community, more activity. It's a very different culture from the Western cultures. They're very much about, they're just very, very kind to your face. They're all about saving face and just, a lot of respect and kindness in that way and gentleness. Yeah.
Did your oil business start in Japan? Like, did you learn something there that started you thinking about essential oils? Is that how it happened?
Yeah. So there was another teacher there that from Australia, and she introduced it to me.
Okay.
And I just fell in love with it. And it really became like a self-study.
Yeah.
I kind of delved into, first I was using oils for myself. Like there's an oil called Tagetes.
Okay.
That's really good for like corns and calluses and bunions. And I was doing some ballet over there and my feet were pretty sore and beat up. So I was using Tagetes for that. I would use like eucalyptus for respiratory stuff. And then I kind of got into skincare, making my own skincare because they have oily skin and, I couldn't really buy their products and it wouldn't work for my skin. So it was all really a self-study in the beginning and a lot of online research and stuff like that. But yeah, that's where it kind of all started. I just fell in love with it. Yeah.
And then you migrated. So you did this stint in Japan. And then what took you to your next adventure?
Well, so do you want the short or long version? So my brother had given me a book one year for my birthday, and it was called The Six Figure Women. And the main takeaway I got from that book is that we're all here to help each other. Like I never really consciously registered that, in my life. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So what is it that I want to do that helps other people?
Yeah.
And, this is while I was in Japan and I'm thinking, well, I love oils. So, and I've been an educator my whole life. Even when I was in kindergarten, I had, classes in my basement with the neighborhood kids.
Oh, that's
and I was a teacher, of course.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's great.
But long story short, so I was like, maybe Bali could be, I don't really recall what took me there originally. I just wanted to go there to explore having my business there. Because I wasn't necessarily, I really enjoyed the expatriate life. I was, me in Japan, 5 years was enough there. But I was curious about possibly having my business in Bali.
Interesting. So you went to Bali and how long did you stay there and what was life like there?
I was there for a month. I kind of went all around Bali. It's a smallish island. It was beautiful. Their aromatherapy industry was very, very, very small. One of the places I saw, they had a little teeny tiny shack on the side of their house with just a concrete floor, and that's where they would make product. So but I actually had a Bali line at one time. It didn't do very well here in Florida, but it was all centered around Balinese indigenous ingredients. So I got some of that education while I was there. I got Bali belly, which was a lovely affliction of the stomach from drinking water that wasn't boiled enough.
Oh, so it was like parasitic. Oh my God.
Oh no.
That was a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
I don't want Bali belly.
Bali
Please,
belly,
I'd like to
yes.
skip that.
Yeah.
So when you finished your Bali stint and you came back to the States, I mean, it's got to be a little like jumping into a pool of cold water with the commercialism, the capitalism, all of the ism here from where you've been. And yet you managed to start your business.
Yeah, it was 4 years after I came back. So I came back in 2005, started in 2009, but I really felt like I was missing education. I needed, I really wanted to understand essential oils on a much deeper level. And that's something I couldn't really self-teach. So, and I didn't realize at the time that I wasn't really saying to myself, I need some more business acumen. But it's like everything, you know how you look back on certain parts of your life and everything just falls?
Oh,
right
yeah.
in?
Oh, no, that's the universe working on your behalf.
Right?
Absolutely.
It was like laid out for me. I didn't even realize it was being laid out for me. But so I I didn't know how I was going to start my business. I knew I needed more education. I really didn't know what I was going to do. And so I moved back in with my parents for a month, found a job right away, thank goodness, back in Tucson, Arizona. And so it was assistant spa director for a resort location. And that was, I had a business degree, but I had no spa experience. But it was such a new industry that there wasn't a lot of experienced people around to pull from. So, anyways, that was a great experience. Got a lot of profit and loss statement education and managing people and payroll and all the back stuff,
the granular, gritty stuff.
The granular, gritty stuff. Yeah,
Ugh, yeah.
Then I moved here. I got offered a position as a spa director down here. That's how I ended up here. But this is the kind of universe laying things out. I had been looking for a school, but I didn't want just, the essential oil industry is unregulated. So you can go take a 5-hour course and call yourself a certified aromatherapist.
Okay.
It's not, there's not like requirements, regulation as far as what qualifies you to have that title. So, I really had to sift through, and I found somebody that ended up being in Sarasota. And she taught the chemistry of the oils and the safe use of oils. So,
fantastic.
And it was, like a 3-month long stint with multiple hours, and it was in person and hands on. Nowadays, I don't think you can find that. If you can, it's rare.
Yeah.
A lot of them are online courses now. So,
right. Oh, so you were lucky to.
I was very lucky.
Yeah.
Everything was falling into place for you.
It did. Yeah.
So can you help a bonehead like me? What's the difference between aromatherapy and essential oil?
Yeah. So, essential oils are the actual, the plant oils. And then aromatherapy is the art of using essential oils and plant-based products for mind, body, spirit health.
I see.
Yeah.
So oils are like the origin, and aromatherapy comes from the oils?
Yes.
Is that right?
Well, aromatherapy is kind of the art of using them to support mind, body, spirit.
Okay.
Yeah. But just to give you a history of the word aromatherapy was coined by a French chemist in I think it was 1948, around that time. And he was a chemist, and he burnt himself in the lab and stuck it in a vat of lavender. I don't know why he had a vat of lavender around, but he did.
Interesting.
And he stuck it in there, and it healed it up really quick. And so that is how the word aromatherapy was even brought into existence.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So all of your products are topical, right? You don't ingest any of the products. They're all topical on top of the skin.
So the concentrated essential oils that I have, there's a few exceptions, but generally speaking, you don't want to put them on your skin undiluted. You want to dilute them in what we call a carrier oil, which would be like coconut oil or olive oil or jojoba oil.
Okay.
So that you can safely apply them to the skin.
Okay.
If like some people put peppermint straight on their temples for headaches and stuff, and peppermint has a high potential for skin irritation.
Okay.
So why, you do that one time, you're probably okay. But when you do that day after day after day, your body starts building antibodies towards it. And then you turn allergic to it. You get an itchy, rashy, red thing that can go on. So I always try to discourage people from using them straight like that.
Right.
Except for a few exceptions.
I have a question related to how you keep oils. So I have some essential oils at home. Some of them come in green bottles, some of them come in brown bottles. And I'm assuming that's so that the light doesn't affect the chemistry in the bottle. Do they have to be refrigerated too? Should I be doing that? And what's the general shelf life of one of those bottles?
Good questions. So essential oils are affected by heat, sunlight, and oxygen.
Okay.
So you always want to put your cap on tight.
Okay.
They're in brown, green, or blue bottles because that helps keep the light out.
Okay.
And just keep them like in a cool, dry place, a cabinet, something like that. Now, if you have, say you're buying bulk because there's some special or something, and you're going to get 5 bottles of orange, we'll put 4 of them in the fridge. And then the one you're using doesn't need to be refrigerated.
Okay.
You can freeze an essential oil and it will not affect it at all. But it's the heat that starts altering the chemistry, reducing therapeutic efficacy. And, that's where you get a problem.
Right.
As far as shelf life, it depends on the oil. Generally speaking, your citrus oils have a 1 to 2 year shelf life
Okay.
from the time they're cold pressed.
Okay.
So when you buy oils like at TJ Maxx, Amazon,
It doesn't say on the label cold pressed on such and such a day or anything. So you don't
they're
really...
either synthetic or they're really old.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know any of that. Did you know that?
No, I think this is fascinating.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
So in citrus oils, they're the highest in a chemical component family called monoterpenes. So they are the most affected by heat, sunlight, and oxygen.
Okay.
They change rapidly with those 3 factors,
Right.
which is part of the reason why they have a short shelf life.
Okay.
You can tell when you start getting used to smelling oils, you can really tell the citrus oils, they get tinny like aromatically when they're old.
Okay.
So what I do if something like that happens is I convert them to like cleaning oils.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
That's a
that way
great
you're not
idea.
wasting them.
Yeah, you're not wasting them. Yeah, yeah. Huh.
But back to your shelf life. So most of them are kind of in the 5-year range.
Oh,
like your
okay. That's longer than I
lavenders.
thought. Okay, good.
Yeah. As long as you're keeping your caps on tight and all that stuff. And then there's a few that have an indefinite shelf life and get better with age, like sandalwood, patchouli.
Okay.
You can get like 20-year vintage patchouli. That's really
interesting.
beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So this is kind of like Tracy. I don't know a lot about essential oils. And I find myself similar to people in Walmart looking at the toothpaste aisle and going, oh my, okay, what do you do to just start with essential oils? What are like some 5 basic great ones to have on hand, like in a little kit type of thing? What would you recommend?
Well, basics would be like lavender, a citrus, lemon or orange, both.
But what are they for? Like lavender is calming.
Yeah, lavender. So if I was on a deserted island and I could only have one oil with me, it would be lavender or frankincense. And it's because they have so many uses. So lavender is good for little cuts and burns. It's good for sleep. It's good for stress. It's cicatrisant, so it heals the skin on a cellular level. It's just so multifunctional.
Okay.
And then, frankincense is kind of like that too. It's good for pain, has anti-inflammatory properties. It's good for anxiety. It's good for end-of-life transitioning. It's good for anger. It's good for skin too.
I need to drink some frankincense sometimes.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they brought to the manger? Wasn't frankincense one of the things?
Frankincense, myrrh, and was it gold?
I can't remember.
I think it was spikenard actually, which is also an oil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
So what else would you have on that deserted island?
Yeah. So lavender, frankincense.
Sandalwood.
Wow. I mean, I personally would, but for somebody just starting out, sandalwood is very expensive.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes the tree 30 years to produce an oil.
Wow.
So like a little 5 ml bottle of sandalwood is like, $80.
Ooh.
So frankincense, lavender, I would say lemongrass because it's a nice strong antifungal oil. And a citrus. I would go with red mandarin. Red mandarin is like orange times 10.
Oh, okay.
Aromatically, therapeutically, from a chemistry standpoint. And a lot of people don't realize, and they don't know that, but it's a far superior oil in my opinion. Just
and what do you use that one for?
It is the only citrus oil that I know of that is good for anxiety. It is an anxiety oil, but it's very mood uplifting. It is good you can use it in cleaning products. It's good for upset tummies, digestive issues.
So where do you source your oils then, Tracy? Do you, I assume you mix some things yourself, but you must get them from someplace. So can you tell us about that process, what that looks like?
Yeah, so I import direct from farmers all over the world.
Okay.
We import by the kilo, and I get a lot of oils from France. I get most of my citrus oils from South Africa. I get, the sandalwood I get from New Caledonia. I'm looking at some from Nepal. Actually, it's more I'm excited about it. It's a new one I'm considering.
So do you have to travel to these places to do sniff tests or something? It sounds like there's some great traveling that
there is some great traveling.
Sign us up if you need
Right.
if you need
some sniffers, we're coming with it.
available.
We're going.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. I haven't gotten to the traveling part yet, but that is definitely on my list of things to do. As far as sniff testing and checking their quality and stuff.
Yeah.
So they'll send samples and then I send them to a chemist to have them tested. It's called a GCMS test. It's a gas chromatograph mass spectrometry. And it's this $100,000 machine that spits out every component that's in the oil.
Okay.
They use it for wine testing. They use it for lots of things. But it's like the proof in the pudding. It's the gold standard in the industry. It's the only way to know for sure your oil is not adulterated. It's of high quality because, it could be a pure oil, but they had a bad harvest because the rains weren't right that year or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the chemistry of that batch isn't very good.
So you actually have to watch the weather the way wine people watch the weather.
Yes.
It sounds like then you would know like what would be a good year, what would be a bad year for whatever.
The farmers would, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And they share that information with you. I mean, when you're purchasing your kilos, they say, 2023 wasn't a great one. You might want to try the 24.
No, they don't. They don't say that. I get to do my own research on that.
Okay.
They're trying to turn oils around. They're trying to turn their harvest around faster than wine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like where you have an aging process where it gets better with age. Yeah, so
they want to move it.
Yeah, because then they have another harvest, especially like your citrus oils. You want to get those going so that they're being used in their prime.
So you source the oils, you test the oils, say you've got a good one you're really excited about. Mm-hmm. How do you turn it into product, or what do you do with it?
Yeah. So, there's lots of things I do with it.
Do you do it? Are you doing it?
Sometimes I do it. Now I have people that do it for me, but they're all handcrafted.
Okay.
Yeah. We have like what we call batch records, which is just a step-by-step how to make every product that is more than just, even the single notes have batch records. So it helps keep consistency and quality and all that kind of stuff, but they're all handmade. So the single notes, like the lavenders and the red mandarins, they're individually poured into each bottle and capped. The blends are measured, the formulations are my formulations, and they're measured into graduated cylinders and batched into bottles.
So it's like a big science project.
Kind of, yeah. We wear lab coats and gloves and
the whole thing.
And graduated cylinders and yeah.
Wow.
Is this full-time work for you yet, or is it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So you make a living of doing this. Mm-hmm. And do you have any doctors who are using your products? Because it feels like Western doctors are using more Eastern technique, more
opening
now.
up more to it.
Yeah, open more to it. Yeah. So are you finding that to be true? Are you getting
chiropractors, acupuncturists? Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah. More in that realm. I wouldn't say like general practitioner doctors.
No. Okay. Yeah. And then do you sell just in the United States or all around the world, or how? What's your distribution look like?
United States and Canada. I have shipped some wholesale orders over to Europe, Portugal, Spain.
Okay.
Yeah, but mostly in the United States.
And are you affected by the tariffs at all?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's probably,
everybody, I think.
Yeah, well, anybody that's importing stuff out.
Sure.
It seems to be that and then the cost of shipping.
Okay.
I hate raising prices, and I've had to raise them twice since 2020, which is very rare for me.
Yeah.
I think it's only the third or fourth time in 18 years of business that I've raised prices. But so, for example, what used to cost me $25 a kilo of oil to ship in is now costing me $50 to $75.
Oh, wow.
So that's
Holy
one
smokes.
thing. So ship, and I'm expecting, I'm in a round of buying right now, and I'm expecting prices to go up even more with the geopolitical situations right now. But, and then tariffs. I've paid, like my citrus oils out of South Africa, they have except orange has a 30% tariff right now. So.
That's pretty stiff.
That's hard. That's really
that
hard.
is.
Yeah.
So speaking of the medical component to this and the chiropractic, what are some conditions that have been reported to you, or what have you experienced where your oils have come in and saved the day? Mm-hmm. Like run the gamut.
Yeah. One of my favorite stories was a woman this is probably 4 or 5 years ago. She had stage 4 cancer and she got a shingles breakout and it was on her face. And so I made a blend for her. It was a custom blend that had tamanu oil. Tamanu is a carrier oil, like the coconuts and the olive oils. So it's a carrier oil, but it's a little less known, and it has cicatrisant properties, that skin healing on a cellular level, and it has anti-inflammatory properties. So we did that with some helichrysum and lavender and frankincense, and I probably put a couple more in there that I don't remember, but it cleared it up for her. I mean, she was so immune compromised, obviously, with being stage 4 cancer. That, but I was like, that's why I do what I do.
Right. That's where your heart is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't realize that I could come to you and say, I have these symptoms, and you'd be able to find a formula that would probably work for something. Or do I have to have a real diagnosis first before you can find a formula?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
I usually, if people say, well, I've got this going on or that going on, I can say, this would probably be good. That would probably be good. I don't really do a lot of custom blending anymore.
Okay.
But I do recommend in the moment, I'll say, get some tamanu oil and these 4 oils, and this is how many drops of each you'll put in there, kind of thing.
So do you have a storefront here in Sarasota, or do you work just online?
Just online right now.
Okay.
I had a storefront in Northport for 8 years.
Okay.
And last year the building got bought out for the 3rd time, and they did not renew my lease because they were keeping it for their own purposes. So yeah, we haven't found a new place yet.
Okay. And do you put your oils in like spas in town or other places? I'm getting at the question of how do we find you?
Yeah. So you can find me online.
Yep.
You can find me at Elysian Fields. They carry a lot of my products.
Oh, Elysian Fields. Okay, of course. Yeah.
And then on my website, I have a retailer's page.
Okay.
So you can see there's some other locations around, but Elysian Fields has the largest selection.
Okay. And how did you name your company? It's got an unusual name. Tell us about
That's
that.
a great name. I love that name.
Thank you. That was another universal blessing.
Okay.
So when I was in Japan, I had this experience. It was this place where all these white herons would flock to these trees every night at 6:00, and they were considered eternal sacred spirits. And so they were called Coco Kahs in Balinese. So Bali is an island in Indonesia. And, everybody speaks Indonesian, but then each island has like its own individualized dialect.
Yeah.
And so that made it even more special to me that it was Balinese and not Indonesian. And so when I didn't really decide in that moment that I was going to name it that, but I journaled the whole time I was there. When I came back, I was kind of going through my journals, and that's it.
Oh, that's a cute name. Yeah,
that's
it really
beautiful.
is. Yeah.
And Tracy, what is the website? Is it cocokahn.com, or what is
And
your
can you
website?
spell it so people can?
Right, so that they can go straight to it and check things out.
Yeah, it's cocokahn.com, KOKOKAHN.com.
Okay.
That last part gets confusing sometimes. So.
And one more thing I have to shout out, our friend, the way that we initially met, lovely friend, she gave me a little travel bag because I was getting ready to go on a trip and I was complaining about, I don't want to go pack, I've got to go pack. She said, here, take this. And it was a little bag filled with all these different bottles and foam and oil and stuff. She said, you don't have to worry about your face. All your face stuff is in here. Can our listeners purchase that little travel kit on your website?
Absolutely.
What is that thing called?
Yeah,
because that is dynamite.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. My skincare really turned out phenomenal. I'm very grateful for how that turned out, but it's called the skincare travel set.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's just
that is worth every penny.
I'm going to get one because I'm doing some
the
traveling.
skincare travel set.
Yeah.
And all of your products are paraben free, dye free, this free, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So 0 issues with sensitive skin.
Pretty much. There's some oils that can, be a little heavier for a sensitive skin person, but generally speaking, yeah, it's all about the quality of the ingredients. So, the carrier oils are all cold pressed.
Yeah.
They're unrefined. Pretty much anything in the commercial marketplace has been refined through high heat processing or chemical solvents.
Okay.
Because it gives it a longer shelf life.
Oh, okay.
And it's cheaper, which you wouldn't think it would be. But so, all of mine are cold pressed, unrefined, organic through the farmers. And that's what I think makes it so special.
And also, you are also coming out with a little animal line, not a little animal line, but an animal line, because word has it on the street, you are the owner of 7 cats.
Yes. I know that was not intentional, but they just kept coming. I didn't know, yeah.
So tell us about that. So is it for cat scratching or cat eczema, or like what exactly products would you develop for pets?
Yeah, so I'm still very much in kind of the development stage.
Okay. Yep.
I'm hoping to launch July 1st, but and my plan is to start with 3 products. So I'm not sure exactly what they're going to be. I'm going to do an allergy one for dogs.
Oh, okay.
Amen.
Yeah, I get so many
Hot spots.
all kinds of things. Dogs are always, especially here in Florida.
My dog was allergic to everything.
Oh, geez.
Everything.
Yeah.
And I didn't know Tracy.
Yeah.
Right.
So that'll be at the top of my list for a product. Cats, you got to be a little extra careful with. There are things that are good for them, but it's a little bit more of a deep dive. So,
Okay.
Actually, just on a side note on that, I want to tell your listeners that when you're diffusing around cats, only diffuse 4 or 5 drops at a time. Make sure they can get away from it and don't enclose them in this space.
Oh.
And don't diffuse all day long, because cats can build up toxicity
That's
with too much
interesting.
exposure.
Now, by diffusion, you mean describe what diffusion is.
Those are those little,
things with the
machines
reeds
that you put water in.
Yeah.
Well, not the reeds, more the misting diffusers.
Oh, the misting. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
I
Did you
know. I
that?
didn't know that. I didn't know that.
But that's only for cats, not dogs too, or?
Well, dogs are sensitive too,
Yeah.
I mean, so usually what happens with toxicity in animals and humans for that matter is that people use them on too much.
Yeah.
It's just about the dosage,
Okay.
know. So I would say the same thing for dogs. Don't diffuse too much.
Yeah.
Like 4 to 5 drops is plenty.
Yeah.
Don't diffuse all day, every day. Don't enclose them in the space so they can't get away from it.
That's interesting.
Tracy, what about the diffusers where you put the little candle, the little tea light in, and the stuff does that apply to the cats and dogs? Is that a diffuser or what is that? That's burning?
It's like a diffuser. Yeah, it would be considered a diffuser. It's not going to mist as much. I wouldn't put it right by your cat's bed or anything, you know. The thing with those, and those are lovely for an aroma experience, but you're introducing heat, so you're going to be changing your chemistry a little bit.
Right.
But they're still, they're still nice to do. And that's actually less of a challenge than diffusing with a misting electric diffuser.
Yeah.
With that kind of scenario, because it's not as aromatic.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I just have one more question about your products. I'm fascinated. This has been a delightful conversation. I've learned a lot today. So your product extensions will include now pets. You're going to have a line for pets. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like where will the company be for you in 5 years? Like what else would you be doing differently than what you're doing today?
Thanks for that question. I need to sit down and journal after this. No, but honestly, I see myself deeper in pet aromatherapy.
Okay.
With a larger pet line.
Yeah.
I see myself as being an educator on social media. I think there's a huge missing component out there. People are petrified of what to do, what not to do.
I agree, Tracy.
I think people don't know how to use the oils well. So tutorials would be good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and also volunteering and giving back more to the community. So, and for me, I want to do that, with shelters, animal shelters, things like that.
Yeah.
So that's where I see myself.
Because I would imagine that like nursing homes could really benefit from aromatherapy and, calming people down and making them less anxious and so forth. That might be a place to consider
Thank
too.
you. Yeah, thank you for that. That hadn't entered my mind before. I appreciate that. That's good.
Yeah.
I
Good
love the
feedback.
idea of the shelters too, of just giving to I love animals, love the animals, helping the animals. They're scared and in those, whatever. That's such a admirable trajectory.
Yeah, they're the only thing I love more than oils, I think. Those are my 2 favorite things married together. So
Yeah, good for you.
Tracy,
well, you've really built a great life for yourself, I have to say. Adventurous and travel. Yeah, it's great.
You're beautiful. Your company is beautiful.
Yeah.
Your outlook is beautiful. Your thought process is beautiful. This has just been lovely
Thank
really.
you so much.
Yeah. One more time, spell the website again for everyone so they can go on, because I certainly, after this, I'm going to go on and order. I need more travel kits.
I need that travel kit for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you. It's KOKOKAHN.com.
And that is an essential oil / chemistry / animals / wrap.
Yeah. Thanks for joining
Thank
us,
you.
Tracy.
Thank
It was really
you
lovely.
so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you very
so
much.
much. Thank you
It
for
was
having
great.
me.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Really
Thank
great.
you.
We thank you for listening and hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, please share this show with friends and family and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This way, you'll never miss weekly drops. Stay strong, dream big, and floss your teeth.